You need a home. And I need a mommy. The words tumbled out of the little girl's mouth with a conviction so pure that the entire bus stop froze. The young homeless woman blinked, stunned, her chest tightening as if someone had reached inside and touched her soul. She had lost everything. And yet, in that single sentence, this child offered her the one thing she thought she would never have again: family. The city's night air was sharp, filled with the hum of car engines, the hiss of buses, and the chatter of strangers who rushed past without looking twice. Under the flickering fluorescent light of the bus stop sat a young woman, her shoulders hunched against the cold. Her coat was too thin, her shoes had holes, and the backpack on her lap was stuck with everything she had left in this world. She pressed her hands together, trying to warm them with her breath, her stomach aching with hunger. People passed her by, eyes forward, as if she were invisible. Some frowned in disapproval. Others pulled their children closer. She told herself it didn't matter. She had grown used to being unseen, but then out of nowhere, a child's voice cut through the night. "Why are you sad?" The woman looked up. A little girl, no older than 6, stood before her in a bright yellow coat, clutching a stuffed rabbit with one hand. Her wide eyes, full of innocent curiosity, studied the stranger on the bench. The homeless woman opened her mouth, then closed it again. She didn't know what to say. No one had asked her that question in a long time. The girl tilted her head. "Are you waiting for the bus too?" The woman forced a small nod. The girl leaned closer, lowering her voice as if sharing a secret. "You don't have a home, do you?" Tears stung the woman's eyes, but she bit her lip and looked away. Then, the girl said it words that stopped the woman's heart. "You need a home. And I need a mommy." The world seemed to go silent. The woman blinked. "What did you say?" she whispered. The girl hugged her stuffed rabbit tighter. "My daddy says I don't have a mommy anymore. He says maybe God will send us one someday. Maybe he sent you." The woman's chest heaved. Her eyes blurred with tears she could no longer hold back. How could this little girl, a stranger, look at her and see something worth loving? "Emily!" A man's voice cut through the night. The little girl spun around as a tall man in work clothes hurried over. His eyes, tired but kind, locked on his daughter. "I told you not to wander." "But Daddy," Emily insisted, pointing at the woman, "she needs us. She needs a home. And we need a mommy." The father's gaze shifted. His eyes took in the woman's ragged coat, the way she clutched her backpack as if it were life itself. For a moment, his jaw tightened, and she braced for the rejection she had come to expect, but instead, his expression softened. "You look cold," he said gently. "Have you eaten tonight?" The woman shook her head, ashamed. He extended his hand. "Come with us, just for dinner." No one should sit in the cold and go hungry. The woman hesitated. She wanted to say no, to protect herself from disappointment. But Emily tugged at her hand eagerly. "Please, just one dinner." Her resistance crumbled. With trembling legs, she followed them. Their apartment was small but warm, filled with the smell of soup simmering on the stove. Emily chattered nonstop, showing her drawings, her toys, her books. The man her father set an extra place at the table, as though it were the most natural thing in the world. For the first time in months, the young woman ate a hot meal. Every spoonful filled not just her stomach, but her heart. After dinner, Emily climbed into her father's lap and whispered, "Daddy, can she stay? Can she be my mommy?" The woman froze, her spoon clattering against the bowl. Her eyes darted too. The man's face. He didn't laugh. He didn't dismiss his daughter. Instead, he looked at the woman, his gaze steady. "I can't promise tomorrow," he said softly. "But I can promise this: you're not alone tonight. You'll always find kindness here." Her tears fell freely now. She nodded, unable to speak. Overwhelmed by the simple grace of being welcomed, one night turned into two. Two turned into weeks. Slowly, the woman began to rebuild. She found small jobs, saved what little she could, and always returned to the little apartment where Emily's laughter filled the air, and every night, before bed, Emily whispered, "Good night, Mommy dotted first." The woman corrected her, insisting. She was just a guest, but over time, the word didn't sting. It healed because Emily was right. She needed a home, and Emily needed a mother's love. Months later, the woman sat at that same bus stop, but she wasn't alone anymore. Emily clutched her hand, swinging her stuffed rabbit with the other. The man stood beside them, smiling faintly. They weren't bound by blood, but by choice, by love, and by the courage of a little girl who had spoken the truth that changed. Everything Dotted all began with those 6 words. You need a home, and I need a mommy. This story reminds us, sometimes the most life-changing invitations don't come from the powerful, but from the smallest voices. Family isn't always the one you're born into, it's the one you build with love, kindness, and courage. Do you believe family is chosen through love? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more powerful, cinematic stories that restore hope and faith in humanity.